even if you have to fake it to make it, you fake it. Because otherwise you're not going to get it.
Right.
Because it's always a turn off for hiring managers and companies when the candidate only wants money. So it's not always just as simple as I offer you this much, you have to take this much.
No one applies to a job to leave the job.
Correct. Nobody wants to leave. So
Right.
when you get hired, it is the company's job to keep you there. If they do freelance, for example, they call it unstable or like unloyal. No. Freelance, do you know how much harder freelance is? But when I say job hop, I don't mean 1 year, one job. That one you're not job hopping. You're just hopping. Instead of saying, what's the promotion? You say, what does success look like? What are the next steps for this role? How can I grow in this position? What are the skills that I can expand on?
What's some things that they should not do during interviews? Hey everyone, welcome back to the A to Z podcast. And today we are going to discuss the A to Z's of the job market for Gen Zs. So today we have Kimberly Yong on the podcast. She's a senior talent advocate and also Gen Z recruiter. Kim, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Right. So before we start, can you just give people a quick intro into what you do as a recruiter?
I think most people would already know given the name recruiter. So I recruit people mainly across APAC for my company. So I've touched base on several regions, Indonesia, Singapore. I've even touched base a little bit on Japan, Korea.
Oh, okay.
Rarely, but mainly within countries closer to us, neighboring countries. On LinkedIn, I may have told everyone that I'm the Gen Z recruiter because I often post a lot of recruitment insights, but Gen Z relatable, or at least from a Gen Z point of view. So this could be a little bit
Spicy.
a little bit spicy, and maybe a little bit too honest for some people's liking. But hey, Gen Zs,
Hey,
we're all
I like it.
straight to the point. You don't like kind of thing.
If you have the time, you go look at her post on LinkedIn, you will know what we're talking about. But today we're going to discuss about all those. So yeah, first things first is what made you get into recruiting? Like out of all the fields, why recruiting?
In complete honesty, I did my bachelor's in psychology. So after graduating, I interned in one of the companies that did mainly HR in my role. So from there, the jump isn't too far, and I figured out that I was pretty good at what I did. So might as well capitalize it and go for it. Realistically, long term, I would stray from recruitment, going into the more clinical side of things. But money is money.
Yeah, money is money.
Money is money. Life is hard. Life is expensive.
But what does like being a Gen Z recruiter mean? I think when we think of recruiter, we think of people who are, HR, someone a bit more older, more experienced. They know what people want. But what does a Gen Z recruiter do?
I would say there's a common misconception that when you hear recruiter, you instantly think it's HR.
Yeah.
It is part of HR, yes, but so is payroll. So it's very different parts of HR. So we're not the ones that's telling you off when you do something wrong in the office. We're not the ones that's filing complaints or doing your payroll. We are the ones getting people into the team and onboarding them. But there's a difference between in-house and agency. So I do agency, which means I hire for other companies. So for example, you have a company, you want to hire ABC.
Right.
But let's say your included HR team or your recruiters do not have the capacity because they are working on other roles. You outsource it to me.
Oh, okay.
So we will hire for you. You give us your JD, your requirements, or whatever. We go out into the LinkedIn world. We start headhunting. We post the job. We go through our ATS systems and see who we have. And then we present you with the profile. You interview. Same process as internally. But when it's internal, you are hiring for your own company, essentially.
Okay.
So it's a bit more personal. And perhaps you might know your company a bit better than we ever would, because there's going to be insights that we, as a recruiter and from the agency, will never know.
Right.
So, and they will never tell us because it's not part of the job description.
Yeah.
So in-house, you might be able to sell your role easier and your company easier. When you're in the agency, you get creative.
Right.
You Google, you ChatGPT, whatever. Like, what does this company do? What are you selling? What is the point of the role? Things like that.
Hence, you find your niche. So as a Gen Z, you try to relate to the
Yes.
Gen Zs, right? And I think now the hardest part for Gen Zs is the job market. I think
Yes.
there's a lot of people who have no jobs or
Mhm.
actively getting retrenched. So why does the job market feel harder when companies say they're hiring? Like I always see every company is hiring. You go on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
almost everybody has that I'm hiring sign on
Mhm.
there. So why is it hard?
I wouldn't say it's like hard in terms of the job market. The roles are there, like you said. Everyone is hiring. It's to me personally, it is my perspective. It's how the Gen Zs are approaching the job market. A lot of them want the moon and the stars, but they're coming from 1 year, 2 year experience, and then they say, I want this, which is fine. Obviously, some people are talented, some people have skills to back them or certifications, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You play to your strengths. Don't oversell yourself, don't undersell yourself.
Right.
We are straightforward people, like I said. So when you interview, you tell the recruiters or whoever that's interviewing you, the hiring manager, I can do this things like a set of skills, right? This is what I provide. This is the value I bring. But a lot of us Gen Zs, we often focus more on what the company gives us,
Yeah.
which is part of it. You have to focus on that too. But give and take.
Mhm.
You are bringing value, they give you value.
But I think the company has to also show that you to also attract you to be there, right? How does a company showcase to like Gen Zs who are applying what are their values are and attract the right people to apply with them?
I think one of the values that Gen Z find important is the work environment. So we don't want to hear, probably millennials or boomers probably hear this more often, like, oh, we are a family. Work hard, play hard.
Cringe.
To Gen Zs, exactly, cringe. To Gen Zs, red flag, run.
As
Straight
far
run.
as you can.
As far as you can run. But what we want to see is, let's say on LinkedIn or Instagram, when they post things, we don't want to see your corporate template. We want to see real life interactions. We want to see you having fun with your team. Like, for example, Google, a
Okay.
company like Google.
Yeah.
It's a company that a lot of people want to work with, whether you are Gen Z, millennial, whatever. Why?
And your workload's insane.
Yes, but why do people still want to go to Google? I mean, aside from the name.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the lifestyle. It's because being part of Google is also name
Correct.
recognition,
Yes. And like for me at the start when I joined as an intern in my previous company,
Mhm.
I stayed on as a contractor after. I could have left.
Mhm.
Why didn't I? The people there were amazing. To this day, I stand by it. The people there were amazing. I had the best manager, the best team. They've taught me so much. And they are my friends now
Mhm.
outside of work. That's how I know that the relationship between my team, the company, it's grown. And even, me getting married a year ago,
Mhm.
they were all there. A whole table of them were there.
Mhm.
And I've left for like, what, 2-3 years?
Mhm. I think like the best companies, they don't have to actually shout that, oh, we are family or this kind of thing. It shows.
Correct.
It shows, right? Let's not look from a company's perspective. Let's probably bring back to what we as Gen Zs can do, right? So what are the most common, reasons candidates get filtered out? I mean, you guys receive so many CVs a day, right? What's the first layer of filter, and then after that, what happens?
Okay. Think about it this way. When you are a teacher, for example, you mark so many papers. Eye pain.
Yeah.
Teachers always tell us handwriting nicer, so it's easier to read. It's the same thing that applies. You're applying for example, a sales position. You give me your CV and it's flower, color.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look at it.
Right.
And you're writing like a whole essay. Keep it concise, keep it straight to the point.
Mhm.
Tell me what you do, what are your achievements, what values do you bring to your previous roles, what value can you bring to this role? Tell me what I want to hear.
Don't tell grandma the story.
Correct. I don't want to see your grandmother's story. And keep it in bullet points, please. Please. I no time to read your essay. Thank you very much.
Right. But okay, so everyone, let's say this is the basic. I think now people know about that. But what are some value added, let's say green flags that, recruiters say, okay, these
Right.
people's are
I
something
think
that.
that's also subjective.
Right.
It depends on the role. So using the same example, if it's a sales role, and you've probably been doing sales for a couple of years, sales is very KPI driven. So I want to see what were your achievements. Have you hit certain KPIs in a year? What was the revenue you generated for your previous company? I want to see that in your CV. Or you have a portfolio, even better. Or marketing, for example.
Right.
Marketing, you go do events, you could be social media. It's a range of things. A portfolio, something to show for your work. If you tell me this is, I also can tell you lah.
Yeah, true.
I tell you, oh, I can fly. Where is it to prove, you know? So I need you to help me screen because everybody is telling me the same thing. Everybody saying, I'm doing sales, I'm good at it. What sets you apart?
And I think the follow-up question would be, how important is LinkedIn when it comes to finding a job, or even your social media presence? How important is that?
Again, subjective. If you're looking for standard corporate role, sales, marketing, accounting, so on, LinkedIn is probably the best, I would say. Lower level roles like customer service or whatnot, LinkedIn you still got, obviously, but you're better off exploring other avenues. Indeed, Hirely.
Okay.
You're better off finding freelance roles in Indeed as well. So it depends what you are looking for. But, you know, on a higher level, LinkedIn is the place to go. But in terms of social media presence, unless you're looking for KOL or you're looking for marketing girlies, marketing boys, then yes, social media is important. But if you're back-end developer, I don't care what is on your social media. It's probably not much anyway. Yeah, it's very subjective. It's based on what client look for, what you're giving.
Okay, so it really depends on what role you're going for. Let's say you're
Correct.
BD and all those, then yes, your presence on social media is important, your
Correct.
network's important.
Network, one thing. When you speak in an interview, you're doing business development. You need to be able to sell something. If you come in the interview,
Yeah.
it's even though you're on paper, you're amazing, instantly the hiring manager's like, nope.
Right. But so I'm curious, do you guys filter before you reach do they interview with you first before they reach a hiring manager, or do they just straight away meet the hiring manager?
Usually it's a very brief screening call, just because we also need to kind of draft their profiles to the hiring manager. Because from my standpoint, I am the recruiter for the people. I'm advocating the candidates. Yes, I work for the client, but I'm advocating these people to get hired because recruiters get a bad rep. But realistically, I want them to get hired. It's a win for everybody. They get a job. I get my commission.
Yeah, you get your KPI.
Client gets a hire. Everybody wins. So why would I purposely make it difficult for anyone? Correct? So when they come in, I will screen them for maybe like 20, 30 minutes. Some roles might take a bit longer if they're like director level, so I need to hear more from them. But on a standard 20, 30 minutes, I need to get the rundown of their experience. I need to get any specific criteria that the clients are asking. Have you done this? Have you done that? Do you have this skill? Do you have this certification? I need to ask that first, because if they don't have, no point, I said.
Yeah, fair.
I need to save everybody's time. If I send, then end up they speak to the candidate, oh, this person doesn't have it. How for you send them in?
It ruins your reputation as well.
Ruin my reputation, waste my time.
True. All right. And okay, let's look at this. Just now you talk about Gen Z, right? We talk a lot about work-life balance. And when they come to you, I know you want to make it work, but then they come with their whole list of demands, right? So how can actually companies understand younger applicants better, or maybe craft in a way that's a win-win solution?
I think most companies or higher management who are obviously older people, they might need to reset their mindset. It might come as a culture shock because it is so different. It is very, very different. One of the things that I mentioned in terms of work-life balance, let's say work hours is 8:30 to 5:30, for example. This Gen Z person, work till 9 p.m. There's extra hours there. And there's no OT per se.
Right.
Because they purposely put in the effort, correct? So it should be fine that they start slightly later in the morning because they have put in the correct amount of hours and the results are there. So it should not matter how they work, where they work. As long as they are hitting timelines, their results are hit, the KPIs are hit, why should it matter? Whether they want to work remotely, whether they want to work from a beach house, or they want to work anywhere they want, this cafe, whatever, they still deliver. So why should it matter? It should not mean that you come to office automatically you are more productive. Some people are more productive at home. Some are more productive in a cafe. Sometimes in an office, we get stressed because your boss is there, your colleagues are there. You do something wrong, you're like, oh my God, I'm scared.
But how about some roles that they say, hey, I need you to be on site?
I mean, normally for me, I stray away from those roles. Like if I'm, applying, I don't go for those roles because I know I cannot,
Mm-hmm.
Progress in the environment like that. So I personally will stray away. But some people are happy to go on site,
Right.
which is completely fine. You apply for what you can do. Don't apply for something you cannot do, then expect change after when they had told you from the start on site. But
Ah,
some roles, I will agree, have to be on site. If it's sales, perhaps not on site, you're on field. You're going out to meet clients, you're going out to see people, you're going to shops or whatnot. You will travel. So give and take lah. If you're
Mm.
going to go into sales, know that it is expected of you to travel. Don't expect sales, you just call. That's not how it works.
I think like what you say is correct. So when you go and look for the role, don't expect the role to change just because of you.
Correct.
Right? I think that's what a lot of people expect. Okay, this is what I want. The world's supposed to work like this for
Yes.
me, and it doesn't. It
Yes.
doesn't.
I mean, a lot of Gen Zs think that the world revolves around them. To some extent, I will agree because it does bring us benefit. But like I said, you give and take.
No, I always say, who pays the bills?
Correct. Who
We count
pays
down to
your
them.
salary?
Yeah, who pays the salary? We count down to them.
Yeah.
Okay? Right. And okay, now moving to one of the posts that you wrote.
Mhm.
Right. The common thing they say is Gen Z has no loyalty. And I second that to a certain extent.
Mhm.
One of your posts that you have was 9 hours ago. I spoke to, this morning, I pulled it up. I spoke to a junior candidate recently who got told in an interview that switching 3 jobs in 3 years is unstable. And her reply, I'm not building a perfect CV, I'm building skills.
I agree. I mean, to echo a different post that I wrote, recruiters are the middleman. Please remember that. We are not setting the requirements, we are not deciding. I agree that this candidate is building skills. They are training themselves to do different things in different fields or whatnot. They are not just building a paper for someone to review, correct? But companies don't see it as that. Companies see it as, oh, you're job hopping, you're not loyal or whatnot. Which comes back to the point of, hiring managers or higher ups need to reset their mindset. If this person is taking a 1 year gap, for example, to do this certification, to do this training, is that not skills added? Is that not value added? Just because they're not working, they are bettering themselves for you. They're giving you a better quality of themselves to bring better value to your role.
Mhm.
So why are you dismissing them just because they were gone for a year?
Mhm.
And there's also some candidates who take a career gap because new mothers, for example.
Right.
Are you dismissing that? They want to raise their child. That should be something that you celebrate. And it's not like what they do before they forget. It's not a skill you forget. Like
Mhm.
you do sales, you don't forget how to sell. You don't forget how to walk.
Right.
And if you're doing like, say, programming, again, it becomes muscle memory at that point. How do you forget? So
Mhm.
a year-long gap, a year and a half, really is not that bad.
Right.
So the hiring managers really need to reset this because you're missing out on so many good candidates just because they have a gap. Or
Just because you want to do something else.
yeah, correct. Or if they do freelance, for example, they call it unstable or like unloyal. No.
Mhm.
Freelance, do you know how much harder freelance is? They have to go out themselves. They have to be the company. They have to find their clients, find their sources of revenue on their own. How is that not something that you commend? Instead, you say like, oh, it's not stable.
Mhm.
That's not fair.
I think one of the things that actually I got, so I've been doing freelancing ever since I graduated, and so one of the roles that I interviewed a few years back, they told me, "Oh, you don't have corporate experience." I was like, so I literally do everything that basically a whole department. I do everything of that, but then so that kind of turned me off a bit. But looking back, okay, to a certain extent, you need to learn how to work within a structure
Correct.
that's given. So I might thrive as a freelancer, but maybe in corporate I might not.
Correct.
And that comes back to roles, what you apply for.
Correct. If
Right.
you know that your strength is there, don't apply for that.
Yeah. And I think another thing comes to what if the person has gone, especially at the start of your career, you go, let's say, 5 jobs in 5 years. Right. Then when you come to 6 job, the person's like, oh, this person is not loyal. That as someone who employs people also, it's a bit hard because when, let's say, I train someone for 1 or 2 years already and
And
then
they disappear.
they leave. I'm like, but I understand because I would have done the same thing.
Correct.
So how do we get around that?
I agree that you can job hop to a certain extent. But when I say job hop, I don't mean 1 year, one job.
Mhm.
That one you're not job hopping. You're just hopping. Because you barely assimilated into the company, you hilang. You haven't even gotten to the nitty gritty, you hilang. Like we eat burger, you take one bite, then you chow. You say you're full. It's basically that. To me, if you stay about 3 years, averagely, and then you change, I think that's okay.
Mhm.
Some, maybe 2 years. There could be a multitude of reasons why they leave. Maybe company problem or maybe their problem. You don't know.
Yeah.
Realistically, 1 year, yes, I do think is a red flag. How we go about that is, I will still speak to them because they could have very valid reasons.
Right.
But I can only advocate so much to the client. I can only do my best.
Yeah.
Because like it or not, client only see your CV. Client only base it off that before even speaking to you.
True.
So when they see my email, this person is this. Yeah, I don't want to call. I don't want to set up a call with this person.
Yeah.
I will still set up the call because it's up to me. That is all I have control over. So don't stay longer than a year. At least. For my sake.
Make a job easier, right?
Make everyone's life easier. Like
Right.
I said, everybody wins.
True. Okay, so on the flip side, so that is if you're 1 job a year kind of thing.
Mhm.
But let's say if someone who's in a job for too long, right, is that a risk as well?
Yes. It makes me think that you are stagnant, that you are not eager or hungry for growth or for change, which the world is ever changing. You are meant to adapt and change with it.
Mhm.
You choose to be constant. Yes, it's a good thing. Perhaps you become extremely specialized. If you're going to be in a company for 14 years, I better see a growth.
Mm.
But let's say you're in that role for like 10 years and on, something's not right. Either you are not performing, but somehow performing enough to stay, or you simply don't care. You simply don't want to grow. A Gen Z perspective, we are all about growth. And if you are a candidate, I don't care you Gen Z ke, boomer ke,
Mm.
growth should be something you're hungry in, especially in the corporate world, because like they say, corporate ladder.
Yeah,
You start at the bottom, how to climb.
that's true. And I think especially when you're young, you
Mhm.
have the energy, you don't have the commitments of family yet. We need to see the growth happening.
Correct.
Right. And speaking about growth and all these kind of things, you only grow when you hit failures,
Correct.
right? So let's talk about rejection. How should someone, let's say, applying for a job, how should someone deal with rejection? And are there any tips they can do to make the most out of it? Let's say I get rejected for a job.
Mm,
It's not the last straw, right?
no. I think I mentioned in the post. Go read it. You don't burn the bridge
Mhm.
because it's how you maintain after the rejection is a very crucial point. Unless you really think the company is not worth it, then fine. But let's say you know it's a good company, but unfortunately you were not shortlisted for the final. Do not burn that bridge. One way or another, you might come back to them.
Mhm.
Or they might see your profile again, which they will. If they're searching for similar roles, they will see your name again. Do you want them to instantly, I spoke to this person, don't want.
Mhm.
What if, couple months down the road, the one they actually hired didn't work out? They want to reach out back to you. But you gave them crappy attitude. Oh, you don't want to hire me, you drama, you diva. They will go to the next one then. You missed out on a perfectly good opportunity that you initially were interested in. So my tip, at least in general, when you get rejected from a role, you thank them, obviously, for the opportunity and for the time.
Right.
As a given, but many people don't actually, surprisingly.
Or they just, okay, you don't want to hire me? Okay,
They ask
F
me what's the
off.
update. Then I tell them, oh, yeah, we can't move forward with you. Hilang.
It's like, okay, bye.
No, buy also don't.
Oh, but that's just
Hilang. And I
okay.
get blocked sometimes. Which I'm like,
No, now you remember who blocked you.
I do. I remember every single dramatic candidate, every single weird story, every weird candidate. Yes, you make an impression. It's not a good one.
Hmm.
So you're meant to make a good impression even if you're getting rejected. Normally you ask for feedback. What can I do better? What was missing from my profile, or what differed me from that person that you rather go with that person?
Mhm.
You can then improve. because you know that this is what people are looking for, you can gain that skill or gain that certification or whatnot. You better your profile. Legit, like when it comes to hiring, it's all about bettering yourself on both ends. Companies have to better their mindset. You have to better yourself as a candidate. You are selling yourself. If your product is not good, how to sell, how to hire.
You are the product right now.
So that also comes with, let's say, you buy a product. Product, maybe not your size or whatever. You want to refund. If the cashier give you attitude, will you likely go back to that store?
No.
Correct. So you need the person who is getting the refund still has to maintain that. It's a relationship. You have to maintain a relationship, even if the relationship is not starting now.
Yeah, so let's say like the first choice candidate after interview and everything, they just drop off, say, okay, it's not the right fit. You might be next.
Correct.
You might be in line. And they might be call you again.
Trust me. When they send out offer to candidate, there is a week where recruiters and the client are going, because candidates get a bit diva sometimes. Oh, offer too low. I want higher. Then end up if they don't fit the budget, we have to let them go. You're supposed to be next in line, but you left the line. How? You left the line. We didn't ask you to leave. We said, yeah, not at this time. You're not suitable at this time. Maybe we'll reach out again. And then you're like, okay, bye. Or just disappear. Why would we reach out to you again knowing that this is your attitude the moment something negative comes? Because if we hire you and then I say you do something wrong at work, we give you, criticism or feedback.
It shows.
Then you mendiva again. It shows how you will be when we do hire you, because like it or not, when you interview, you're a little bit fake, correct? You
show the best side of yourself.
The best side of yourself, may or may not be real, but that's fine. Everybody lies a little bit in interviews, but don't lie to the point you're not you.
Right.
You bend the truth a little bit.
Just now you're speaking about compensation, and that's a very important topic that we talk about, especially in negotiation. How do people actually negotiate for higher salaries, especially when you're young?
So for me, I set my expectations realistic. Let's say for example, I'm at 3K. My next jump, realistically, 4. I will not ask you for 10. Because I know what I can do, what I cannot do. Someone who's at the 10K level can do A to Z. I can do A to F. Why would I ask for that? So it's also not about salary. It's not just about money. Most companies have other benefits, allowances. If you are doing a sales type role, you have commission, which also covers back your monetary. Right. You also have like gym memberships, or you have some that you can reimburse. There's a lot of things. It's more than just your salary. So when you are asking about salary details, usually at the start or maybe towards the offer, yes, the base is important because that's the most stable source of income.
Correct.
But you need to remember there's add-on things that could also bring value, both monetary and not. So, for example, like I said, commission. Salespeople often take a lower base because they know commission will cover, if not double, the salary.
Yeah.
As long as you rajin or you do well. Correct? So they are okay-ish to take a lower salary as long as commission they know can double if they hit a certain threshold. So when you negotiate with the hiring manager, whatnot, with your salary, you don't jump. You be realistic. If you know you cannot bring a value worth that amount, don't ask.
Right.
Because for lack of a better term, who you think you are?
True. But can they ask for your previous salary? Is it?
We ask. You are free to not tell us. But it helps recruiters just to understand where you're at.
Okay.
Because roles can have many titles. Like in banking, they have title Senior Vice President. You sound like CEO level, right? It's not.
Oh.
It's not. It's really
okay,
not.
enlighten me then.
Yes. So, for example, a Senior Vice President, your salary could be 10, 12K, which realistically, Senior Manager level.
It's the title that makes it sound.
It sounds all fancy. Like, for example, I am technically just recruiter or talent acquisition, but my company calls it talent advocate.
Wow.
Fancy.
Ambassadors, yeah.
Every ambassador, okay? So, title, I cannot tell sometimes. Some maybe are pretty straightforward. Like if you say executive or customer service representative, I kind of get it. But usually higher level, they have all the fancy titles. I cannot tell. You don't have to give me your full salary details. A range will do from this much to this much.
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah.
So normally if I input that into our ATS, I take the middle. And it also prevents, some clients from lowballing and prevents the candidate from highballing.
Right.
It's a controversial topic. Some people don't want to give. I have candidates who are extremely difficult. They don't want to give at all, even a range. I have to make do. I will tell them they have this X years of experience. So realistically in the market, they should be here. But they are expecting this much.
But I think in that case, the company would tend to lowball. If it was me, I would tend to offer lower because you never give me a range. I don't know what should I go from.
We don't give a range of current, but they always tell you they're expected.
Yeah.
So if you lowball expected, candidate won't take. So they won't lowball the candidate. Max, they will hit the exact expectation, nothing more. Bare minimum, nothing more, which is usually the case because no company wants to spend extra.
Yeah, that's true. I think sometimes as someone who's going for jobs and interviewing, you also need to think from the company's perspective, right? What kind of people are they hiring? How are they hiring? And those kind of things will help you when you try to apply. All right,
so also like not that they don't want to pay you, they cannot pay you.
Yeah, that's true. I understand. Sadly.
Yeah, but it's also on top of salary. Important thing to ask is your growth. What is your next step? What does success look like in the role? If you start here, where would you end up 5 years down the road? Then if you climb the ladder, your salary increase also. What?
You need to show me the ladder.
Correct. Show me the steps. Tell me how I need to climb the steps. What are the KPIs in place or whatnot? Climb it. Then your salary will increase. If you're good enough and you're confident in your skills, you climb in a year. Instant salary increment.
Yeah.
So it's not always just as simple as I offer you this much, you have to take this much.
Right. Okay, that's an interesting way of looking at it. Since you talk about interesting stories, is there any interesting story you can share without?
I think this is the most interesting one. I've had a candidate, so I reached out to him. I screened him as per usual standard practice. I say, can you send me your updated CV? Because sometimes the CV they attach on LinkedIn is not updated. Yeah, I'll send it to you. A week later, nothing. I follow up again and again, nothing. Only to find out suddenly my client tell me, hey, this person is going for interview. Huh? I haven't sent this person yet. How? Candidate direct jump over me, go to client.
How does that work? Like, how do they figure out who's...
Well, they found out the company and they search based on what is hiring for, who will most likely be the boss. Yeah. Then they just reach out to whoever and see who takes the bait. So I was like, okay, that's a problem. Because one thing, I need candidate ownership. If this candidate gets hired under me, because I found this person, the only reason this person can reach out to you
about this job
is me.
Yeah.
So I need to make it very clear to the client, just because they reached out to you and they chose to jump over me, candidate is under me. The second problem is I have to recorrect the jump.
Yeah.
And go to the candidate and like, what happened? Why you jump? He didn't give me a proper explanation. Still hasn't given me the updated CV. He says he'll send it back like a day or two. A day or two later, I follow up. He yells at me.
Oh.
I'm on a boat. I can't send my CV. How would I know you're on a boat? So I got no line.
Then what you calling me before?
Your WhatsApp calling me. Not only got line, got data.
Well.
So what do you mean? So that candidate from then onwards in my company has a nickname. Popeye the Sailor Man.
Alamak.
And that's how I know this person, I will never go back because this is the impression you're giving me. So don't make enemies with the recruiter.
And also because the recruiter has a direct line with the client.
Not just one client.
Yeah.
We have other clients probably for the same role.
And even if you directly jump over,
I will eventually find out.
Exactly. All right, that's that's really interesting. I never thought about it that way. But yeah, as someone who is going for jobs, if you're reaching out to a recruiter, like even for real estate agents also, just let them know if you want to do anything. Just keep people in the loop, don't be a thing.
Correct. And I know a lot of people say that we don't reply. I will admit there are times where I forget to reply. But do you understand how many people I need to text to follow up, to reply, to schedule interviews? I will miss out on a couple. I am very sorry.
Mhm.
And sometimes if you don't follow up, your chat goes all the way to the bottom, which by the way can happen within a day.
Yeah.
Straight away go to the bottom. Because I'm not working on one position. I'm working on multiple positions with 10, 20 candidates.
But you are only dealing maybe 2, 3 recruiters at a time?
Yes.
Kind of thing.
So really, I know that the biggest thing that people say on LinkedIn is recruiters ghost candidates. I know. I get it. I will not disagree. There are people who really just fully ghost.
Hmm.
I try. I try to reply you. I try to follow up wherever I can remember. I have also 10,000 billion trackers open for different things. I am trying. I'm only one human.
If you really want that job, you have to take initiative.
You
And
also have to follow up,
correct. It's
yes.
like you say, it's a two-way thing. Everyone wins.
Correct.
Everyone needs to do their part.
You quiet, then I also forget, then I also quiet, and client also actually, maybe did not shortlist you, so you become out of the equation completely. But yes, I'm sorry on behalf of all recruiters.
All right, so we're moving towards the end. Once the person enters in the interview room, right, with the person from the company, do you guys coach the people on, let's say, how do they interview, or
Most my interviews now are online. Very rarely is it face to face. Face to face usually is final rounds because it's with the higher ups. I don't coach. I give tips.
okay?
I tell them what the what the client likes, non-negotiable likes. Get you shoe in green flags. I give them that. I said you work on that. Even if you have to fake it to make it, you fake it. Because otherwise you're not going to get it.
Right.
So let's say for example, I have a client who likes candidates who speak very well. On the call with the candidate, they speak well, but it's a very casual conversation. When you're in a formal setting, you might get a little bit more nervous and then you So I say like, work on it. These are the things that they will ask you or likely will ask you. This is the information in the company. Do your homework. Even if I don't tell you, do your homework. You're going into a company that you might possibly join, correct? You can't join something that you don't know.
Exactly.
Please go and Google. It's a simple Google or a ChatGPT. Takes you 2 seconds.
If you really come back to the point, if you really want that job, do the homework. Make sure you're in the best position possible to get that job.
Correct. If you position yourself in a way that is unapproachable, or you position yourself in a way that you're not as valuable, how can I advocate for you? You're not giving me anything to advocate. I need to sell you. Your product need to be good.
That's where the advocate part comes in.
Yes, talent advocate.
And okay, lastly, what is some things that you see from this kind of interview? What are some things that they should not do during interviews?
Don't not ask questions.
Okay.
Always ask questions, even if it's stupid questions. Because to me, from hiring standpoint, when you ask questions, be it stupid questions, it means you are interested. It means you want to know more. You have effort to know more. That is a good thing.
Okay.
Don't straight away, but of course your first question don't be what's the salary. I mean, there's certain things in place lah. You cover a bit. You can ask that towards the end. And even if you need to chat GPT this beforehand, do it because it might help you a little bit. Don't ask questions so lazily in that sense. Hey, what's the culture? Hey, what happened? How to be promoted? Don't ask it like that. Word it better. You're in a professional corporate setting. Unfortunately, you have to use the jargons.
Corporate talk.
So instead of saying, what's the promotion? You say, what does success look like? What are the next steps for this role? How can I grow in this position? What are the skills that I can expand on? There are so many ways to say something very simple. It impresses the hiring manager, shows that you are well spoken, shows that you know how to speak in a corporate setting as well, because corporate setting, no such thing as scolding, no such thing as attacking, because it's very sensitive, HR perspective. You need to, let's say you're angry at an email, so you have to answer it. Maybe slightly condescending, but the other person reads it, they get it. You read between the lines. So you as the candidate, you have to speak between the lines. You don't straight away ask, what's salary like? You ask, What is the compensation package like? What are some of the monetary values that the company will be able to provide? And what are some of the non-monetary benefits that I can also get?
Right.
Don't never focus on just the money, because it's always a turnoff for hiring managers and companies when the candidate only wants money.
Mm.
So realistically, if that is your only goal, that's why you job hop, because you only want the money. You should be seeking for more than that in a job. You should not just be thinking, I earn money, I go home. I earn money, I go home. It's more than that. You should try to at least like what you do. Otherwise, why apply? Why search for this job?
And I think one thing that I also heard people say is actually no one applies to a job to leave the job.
Correct. Nobody wants to leave. So
Right.
when you get hired, it is the company's job to keep you there. If they choose to do things to you where you are not comfortable with, or they set unrealistic KPIs, or what was promised at the start ends up not being true,
Then it's a different story.
you cannot blame the candidate for leaving. And when the candidate tells the next recruiter this storyline, recruiter 50-50. Because it's your word against mine.
Yeah.
There is nothing to prove this thing. So they say, oh, company treat me very bad. How will we ever know? Not like the company will willingly, I bully him. How?
Yeah.
No such thing, right? So companies, don't bully my candidates. Candidate, behave yourself.
Okay, yeah. And I think before we end, this is a quick one. What advice would you give to, let's say, candidates who are now feeling stuck? They have applied for a lot of positions and they're still not getting anything back. What do you say to them?
Stop.
Oh,
Stop. Legit stop. Stop applying for everything you see. Like we've spoken throughout the whole podcast, right? Apply for things that you know you bring value to. Apply for things that it's your product fits in with. Don't simply apply for Tom, Dick, and Harry role. Because then, as you are simply applying, people are also simply seeing your profile. And another thing is build your CV. But when I say build your CV, I don't mean do everything. Try to stay within the lines of what you want to do. So let's say, don't be the kind that does, I do customer service, then I do marketing, then I do sales. Hiring managers see your CV, what do you do?
yeah.
Which one is it that you do? Which one is the best? We got no time to ask you that. Show me that from the get-go. So if let's say you want to do accounting, get your ACCA or get whatever courses that are relevant. Build within the same lines of what you want to do. And when you post in your LinkedIn profile, your bio, I think it's called,
Yeah.
in LinkedIn, put the title you want.
About me.
Yeah, the about me, correct.
Yeah.
Put the title you want. Let's say you are not there yet. You're a business development executive. You want to be a business development manager. Put business development manager right there. Because when we do recruiters, when we go through LinkedIn Recruiter, when we search, we have very specific filters that we go through. There is keywords, job titles, years of experience, dan lain-lain. It's a lot.
Okay.
It's like a whole page that I have to scroll to search. So give me the best way I can find you. If you could put in your about me, which I've seen many times before, I am a
ChatGPT answer.
ChatGPT, or like I like to snowboard in my free time. I'm not hiring a snowboarder. I'm looking for a salesperson. Put that. Put terms that you know people are looking for. B2B, SaaS, whatever it is. Put that there so the moment I search and type those words in, your profile comes up. There are so many keywords, right? It is insane to look for. So you straight away put the title there. And if you can, if you know that your title is fancy, but you know the correct title, try to use that. If your title strays too far, like my one talent advocate, at least the word talent is there. So they might still find me.
But I mean, in your about me, there's also recruitment, and all
Correct.
these keywords have to still. You can, your headline can be whatever you want.
Correct.
But your about me has to have these keywords.
Correct. The word has to be somewhere in your profile. Otherwise, I'm never going to find you.
True. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Kim, for coming on. So if you want to know more, you can actually go follow Kim on her LinkedIn. I'll put the link in the description down below. And if you like this podcast, you watched this part, do drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.